All right, guys, welcome back, and welcome back once again. Now, I'm gonna just jump right into it. NFL schedule was released. It's like Christmas every year when that comes around because every fan's like, oh, with this edition we're gonna win that. With that edition we're gonna get this, and oh, we're gonna do this and that and the third, and everyone's excited. And it's our job as analysts to crush your dreams. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that whole process right now with the NFC East. Now, for those people who know me personally, they know the fraternity that I'm in is Iota Phi Theta, and our chapter anniversary was April 30th. Now, what we actually went and did, we got on a Zoom call, we talked to each other, and a lot of them are NFC East fans. Giants, Eagles, Cowboys. From what I know, well, actually, yep, Redskins as well. I ain't forgot about you, Poe. Redskins as well. So the entire NFC East is covered, and we talked about it for like an hour and a half. So I figured, what better division to get started with than, I hate to say it, the most popular division of all of football. So we're going to break it down team for team. I'm going to let you know their record, opponent, who they're playing against, the whole nine. So this may be a little lengthy, but let's see if I can, break this down a lot quicker than I normally do. So we're going to get started with the team closest to me by distance, the Washington Redskins. So the Washington Redskins were a dumpster fire last year, and I hate to say it, they're going to be a dumpster fire this year. So with that being the case, I'm sorry, Ron Rivera. I know you're going to bring in some new schemes, things are going to work, but the personnel is terrible. You know this because you brought in Cam's backup because you were like, okay, our quarterback situation is horrid. I'm bringing in a guy that knows it so we can at least attempt to compete. But in the NFC East, it's very top heavy and two rebuilding teams. So I'm going to start with them, and their season starts off with a divisional opponent like most teams typically do. It's starting off with the Philadelphia Eagles, and I got the Philadelphia Eagles taking them boys to the shed early. That's going to be an L. Following that, the Cardinals, I got Kyler Murray teaching them a lesson about undervaluing short quarterbacks. He's going to go out there and catch that dub against them. Then I got them beating the Browns because the Browns are typically a terrible team earlier in the year. They really don't get things going, and then you're also working behind with a whole lot of new things, and the wide receiving core there is good, but the O-line still needs help, still needs some work. The defense still needs some work. I know the draft picks are supposed to help that, but not that early in the year. It's very, very, very rare that you find a rookie to come in and be an impact. He's not like they didn't draft a Bosa. So he's not going to come out there and just beast from day one. They didn't get a Watt. They didn't get a guy who's going to come out and just beast from day one. Now, follow that up with 4 straight losses against the Ravens, Rams, the Giants, and the Cowboys. Actually, 5 straight because they got a bye week. Then they're going to lose to the Giants again. So I really have, as you can tell right now, I have no faith in this team to really win. But I do got them beating the Lions because the Lions typically underachieve. No matter what they have, they typically underachieve. Then also got them beating the Bengals because they're also going to be going through a rough patch as well. We don't know what kind of A.J. Green is coming back. You also have a rookie quarterback in Joe Burrow. Had a great year. I did get into a bit of a discussion about that on Facebook. Had a great year. Outstanding season. But that was LSU. That was a very deep roster, to say the least. You don't have that in Cincinnati. I'm sorry. It doesn't exist. Now, follow that up. Lost to the Cowboys, lost to the Steelers, lost to the 49ers, lost to the Seahawks. Now, those are 4 of the better defenses in the NFL. So they're going to be competing against that the entire time. I got them beating the Panthers late in the year. Panthers are pretty much a terrible roster as well, outside of Christian McCaffrey. And and the defense is going to be solid because they address that. But that offense is going to be pedestrian, very pedestrian. I believe the Redskins will probably win that with Ron Rivera knowing them so well. And then also wrapping up the year with a loss to the Eagles. Skins go 3-13. No surprise there. Following that up, we're going to go to the New York Football Giants. I know there's going to be some people mad at me over this one. They're going to be terrible. I got them starting off the season 0-5. Okay, so that's a loss to the Steelers, loss to the Bears, loss to the Niners, loss to the Rams, loss to the Cowboys. Win against the Redskins. Loss to the Eagles, lost to the Bucks, lost to the Skins. I'm sorry, a win against the Skins, lost to the Eagles. They're going to beat the Bengals, lost to the Seahawks, a win against the Cardinals, win against the Browns. They're going to lose to the Rams and Cowboys to wrap up their season. They're going to end at 6-10. It's an improvement on last year's team. They added some pieces I really like. They made some decent moves, but they still don't have that go-to wide receiver that most quarterbacks need to be able to win, and especially with a young quarterback. Now, Sterling Shepard, I think he's a really good wide receiver, not great. Evan Ingram, really solid tight end. I need to see him healthy though. So 6-10 for the Giants. I really don't see many other moves really being made there. I like Daniel Jones. I've met that be known in conversation with people. I like Daniel Jones, not as much as I like every other quarterback in that division. Now, bringing that up, like I said, 6-10 for the Giants. Bringing it up, very next team up, the Dallas Cowboys. Open up with a loss to the Rams, but a win against the Falcons, then a loss to the Seahawks. And then from there, I got them righting the ship. Win against the Browns, win against the Giants, a win against the Cardinals, a win against the Redskins, gets this team going. But we all know Dallas is good for that letdown. We've seen them sort of 3-0 and then wound up losing as many games as the Pittsburgh Steelers did last year. So with that being the case, I got them losing to the Eagles, losing to the Steelers, losing to the Vikings. So just as quickly as they got started, they fall behind. Now, the back part of their schedule does get a little bit easier. They got them a win against the Redskins, a loss to the Ravens, a win against the Bengals, and a loss to the 49ers, and then back-to-back divisional wins against the Eagles and Giants. Got them going 9-7. Now, with the team kind of really placing it all together there, 9-7, possibly good enough to get in. Now, that's just how that goes. The Eagles, next team up. Start off the hottest team in the division, win against the Skins, win against the Rams, win against the Bengals, 3-0. Then their first test, the 49ers. That defense is still serious. I don't care what anyone says, what they've lost, what's going on. That team is still serious. You can't stop that motor from running. I got them winning. I got them losing that game against the Niners and then bouncing it back with a win against my Pittsburgh Steelers. So everyone thinking I was just going to have the Steelers sweep that division? No, I like Philly in that game, honestly. Now, a loss to the Ravens because I think the Ravens are just going to continuously be that good, especially if they can get out to a lead in these kind of games. And I believe that to be the case because none of these teams have really elite defenses. And typically, if you have an elite defense, a team that runs the ball really well and can get out to a lead, they can front run. I believe that's what's going to happen in that game against the Ravens for the Eagles. Now, a win against the Giants, win against the Cowboys, another win against the Giants, and a win against the Browns gets this team so far ahead that even with a late season collapse of sorts, I still got them performing pretty well. But the back part of that schedule is hell on wheels, to say the least. Lost to the Seahawks, lost to the Packers, lost to the Saints, a win against the Cardinals, a loss to the Dallas Cowboys, a win against the Washington Redskins, has the Eagles with the divisional crown, winning it, going 10-6, a game over Dallas. And that's typically how that goes. The NFC East always has that really tight race at the end of the year. Oh, this team, if they win, they're in. They got to win this game. That's always how it goes on the NFC East. Every year, never fails. That's how I got that going. Now, that's just the first. Now, I'm going to continue to pump these out, even if they're not on the even if they're not on the podcast. But I will be pumping these out. I may even just do podcast episodes just with divisions, doing them up just like that. I kind of like that format, so I'm probably going to stick to that. Now, you guys also let me know what you think about this division, how I picked it out down in the comment section below. You don't necessarily have to give me every win, every loss, or you can just let me know how you think these teams are going to perform going into this season. Now, guys, this was just yet another episode of the Halftime Adjustment. My name is Jay the Reporter, signing out. Peace.